Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Darcinovia with another review, and this time, not in the Jedi Quest series, but a comic. Considering that I'm reviewing prequel era material, I'm reviewing some prequel era material that I haven't reviewed yet. Now, the story I'm going to review this time is Star Wars Jedi: The Dark Side. Essentially, this story essentially explains why Xanatos, and Qui-Gon, what happened to them. Because, if you've read the Jedi Apprentice series, you'll know that Qui-Gon Jinn had a Padawan named Xanatos. Well, you don't really get much on what caused the falling out between the two, but the comic does showcase what happened. Now, as for all comics, I'm always going to mention the artwork. I think art is very important. What do I think of the art in this comic? I think it's consistent throughout the 5-issue miniseries, and I can show you some panels here. I think the art's really good, though I will admit Qui-Gon Jinn looks kind of weird at times. I mean, then again, because he doesn't look like there's times where he doesn't look like Liam Neeson. Here's another panel, just others. Essentially, in this story, Qui-Gon and Xanatos, along with Tal and another Padawan, are sent to Telos 4 to try to stop the Civil War, because the Civil War has been going on for a while, and Xanatos' father, which not much is given to about him. We find out how he died and how Xanatos got that scar on his cheek. This actually, does show us more of a human side to the character of Xanatos, because in the Jedi Apprentice novels, he's kind of a straight-up villain. And we are given some reasons why he hates Qui-Gon Jinn and the Jedi, but I feel like this story, I do feel like fleshes out the character of Xanatos. And I think that if you like the Jedi Apprentice series and you're looking for more stuff in that era, it's definitely a good read. Though the downside about this story, considering that the Jedi Apprentice novels are very hard to find, and I don't endorse piracy normally, but download them on your computer or your phone and read them. They're worth your time. But as a story, it doesn't really stand on its own. Because if you haven't read Jedi Apprentice, you're not going to really appreciate the connections between this and Jedi Apprentice. You're not going to really get to know who Tal is or Xanatos. I don't really think it stands on its own as a story. Though, considering the fact I've been doing this for 80 plus episodes now, you know how I feel. I do think if you read the Jedi Apprentice novels, at least the first 8, and then read this, you would have appreciation for this. In fact, I recommend you read those first. Like I said, download them on your computer or your phone, whatever device you have, and read them. I think they're worth your time before you read this comic, because I don't think you'll be able to appreciate it. I think, it's a good story. I didn't expect to enjoy this. The thing is, I think this should have been done sooner in the expanded universe. I think when the Jedi Apprentice novels were being published, I think this is when the story should have been published, not nearly a decade after the novels came out, and where a whole generation of readers probably haven't even touched them. This is one of the reasons why I think they need to reprint these books in some form, even if it's Kindle. Anyway, I think that this story is really good. I would check it out if you've read the Jedi Apprentice novels. If not, I would skip it. I'd give it a good rating. It's not an amazing story, but if you are hungry for more stories with Qui-Gon Jinn, pick it up. But just remember, if you haven't read Jedi Apprentice, you're not going to truly appreciate it. So if you're a Qui-Gon fan and you want to read more stories featuring him, and this is it. This is Darcenovia, over and out. May the Force be with you. And expect me to review a lot of pre-episode 2 material and any pre-episode 1 material that I haven't reviewed. Because once I review the episode 2 novelization, I'm going to focus strictly on the Clone Wars. This is why you're going to be seeing a lot more reviews being published frequently, because what I'm mainly reading right now is comics and children's novels. These don't take as much time for me to read as a book like this. So expect a lot of uploads, maybe 2 or 3 a week if I have time, probably mainly 2, at least for a few months. Appreciate it while you can, because this will not last forever. This is Darcenovia, over and out. May the Force be with you, always.